So what are some common misconceptions people have about creativity?
Well, some misconceptions that people have about creativity. I think the biggest misconception is that people think that creativity comes from themselves. It's that we say when we create something, we say, "Look at what I created," and we think
Mm,
that I am the person that created this. And really, what that is, though, is that's your ego. There's a part of yourself that's called your ego, and a lot of people think they think that they are their ego, like the voice inside their head. They think that that voice is who they are, but really the ego is something that is separate from your bigger self, and your ego is the one that's saying like, oh yeah, you did this, like
mm,
you're special, you're creative. Whereas really, I think that creativity is something that kind of already exists like in the universe, and we are just channels that are channeling creativity. If you read or listen to any of the most prolific artists in the world, they'll be the first ones to admit that, like, I didn't even create this. It came from somewhere else, and I was
mm.
just the vessel that let this creativity come through me. So the whole process is how do you tune yourself into that same frequency of this pure sort of unfiltered, raw, authentic creativity? How do you put yourself in a position that you can get on that level to accept that creativity and let it out? And I think that's the big thing is, some people think like, oh, either you're born being creative or you're not. It's like, no, everybody is creative.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a little kid, we give them crayons, they're gonna paint something. They're
Mm.
gonna draw something. Every single person has creativity. Even the most, the stiffest guy that's been working in investment banking, and wearing a suit and tie for the last 50 years, like that guy's still creative as well. You just have to learn how to sort of open yourself up to it.
So in that case, what advice would you give to someone who, feels stiff, like they can't, like there's no ideas coming to them. They can't
Mm.
find that creativity that's out there, like you say.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways. I think part of that is, if you're hitting a writer's block, then, really you're uninspired,
Mm.
and you need to go find inspiration. And bashing your head against your computer a lot of times is not going to help you find the inspiration. Working for 6 more hours in the studio, you're not going to find the inspiration there. Sometimes you just need to get out of the studio. You need to shut the laptop off, and you need to go out and go for like a weekend trip into the mountains, or you need to just go party for a weekend, or you need to go have like some real life experiences, because that's it's that process of channeling the feelings and the emotions that are inside of you, and expressing what your the story that your soul has to tell. And if you don't have a story because you've just been buried in the studio for too long, sometimes you got to go out into the world, get inspiration, have those experiences, and then bring them back into the studio and start trying to tell that story.